Good morning, everyone. Welcome to class 11. I hope everyone is healthy and safe at home. So, class, today we are going to continue with our chapter 1. But before then, we need to recall some topics which we have done in our two sessions. First, it was what is computer system, CPU, input and output devices, evolutions of computers, PC, and internet. Now, I'm going to start a topic that is computer memory. But before that, I just want to ask what is memory? So basically, if I talk about memory, so memory it's like what we remember, what we recall, or based on that whatever decision we take and whatever action we are going to perform, that all are stored inside our memory, which is for a lifelong, right? But there may be situation where we can't rely on our memory because we all are human being. We have a habit to forget. So what we do, we basically store as a notes by making notes permanently for us so that we can use in our future also. So similarly, when I talking about a computer, so computer also work. As you know, computer works on IPO, input, process, and output. It means whatever is happening, that human being is doing it. But when we are switching on the computer, it also needs some information how to start up and what to show to the user, right? And when the user is working on the computer, then what are the information need to be saved automatically for the computer. So the topic which we are going, that is our computer memory. So first point, a computer system needs memory to store data and the instruction for the processing. As we have already discussed, so there are types of memory which we are going to complete it today. First is primary memory, second is secondary, and third is cache. So let's start with the primary memory. Primary, as the name suggests, first. It means when we start up the computer, what are the informations are required, and when the computer has been already start up, then what are, before starting up and after starting up, what are the informations are required, that automatically deals by the CPU, that happens with the help of primary memory. So the first point, program and data are loaded into the primary memory before processing. Second point, the CPU interacts directly with the primary memory to perform read and write operations. Third point, it has also limited storage capacity. How? We are going to discuss it. Next, there are two types of memory. First is RAM, stands for random access memory, and next is ROM, read only memory. First, let's have a look how the RAM looks and ROM. So this is the RAM in a green plate, and that is the how ROM is look like. But I just want to start with the ROM first. ROM, read only memory. First of all, it is non-volatile, that is fixed or permanent, right? It stores the information of operating system which rarely change. Of course, yes. Today if I'm using Windows 10, so tomorrow I'm not going to use Windows 7. I have installed Windows 10, so that would be there in my system until unless something will not happen to my computer. Like there is no, chance to format it. Or maybe I don't require any upgraded window. So second point, it means content are not lost when you turned off the power of the computer. Of course, yes. When I'm switching it on, when Windows 10 is there, when I shut down, and again when I restart, that Windows 10 would be there only, right? When you start up the computer, first it will go in ROM. Your CPU will directly contact to ROM, where computer searches that which operating system need to be loaded so that desktop would be shown. It means if I'm talking about the first memory, so ROM would be my first memory, right? Which has been searched by CPU so that we can see which kind of operating system need to be loaded so that desktop should be appear. Now come to the RAM. RAM stands for random access memory. It is a volatile, it means it is changeable, and it stores the data temporary. Second point, it means when the computer is on, it retains the data in it, but as soon as computer shut down, all the content of the RAM would be wiped out. Wiped out means it is going to be deleted. It is also known as main memory because first data is loaded in the RAM for processing whenever we start or open any software. See, when we start up the computer, operating system detail is going to store inside the ROM. Now the computer has been started up. I'm going to use Imagine MS Word. I'm opening MS Word. I'm typing any letter in it. So the information of that MS Word is going to store inside my RAM, right? That's why RAM is known as my main memory, because it will store all the information of all the softwares or all the Google Chrome, whatever I have opened in it manually, the softwares which I have opened it, whether it would be Google Chrome, MS Office, Photoshop, YouTube, whatever information it is going to store in it. That is my RAM. That's why it is known as main memory, right? So when we shut down our computer, RAM is going to be deleted. When we start up the computer, RAM is like refresh. It starts from 0 point, right? So that's why it is changeable, but ROM never changes. Next, secondary memory. See, there is one point which I told you, I'll tell you later. Here. It has a limited storage capacity. Why? Because when we need to buy a RAM, so it will like how many GBs you want. 1 GB, 2 GB, 3 GB, right? So it's like a capacity. We can't make it in a terabyte. So it stores my temporary data. There may be a few situations where I need to store my data permanently. So in this situation, I need a secondary memory for this. So first point, primary memory, RAM and ROM has limited storage capacity, but there could be large amount of data which we want to store permanently for our future purpose. It is a non-volatile, we can say the permanent, and has large storing capacity, and we can extend it also, but it cannot be accessed directly by the CPU because secondary memory is managed by the user. If I'm working on file, I want to save it, I want to make a copy, I want to paste it, I want to rename it, that everything has been done by the user. That's why it has come under the category of secondary. When something has happened automatically, that comes under the primary memory, because primary memory is directly deal with the CPU, how the computer will start up, that all happen automatically. Being a user, I just need to press the on button, right? But secondary memory is in the user hands. For example, hard disk, pen drive, memory card, CD and DVD. Cache memory. See, if I take an example, there could be a possibility that I need to take something from the RAM again and again, again and again. Who am I? Imagine I'm a CPU. I need to take information because see, memory to is RAM only, na. So whatever instructions I'm giving to my computer to do the work, where it is going to be stored inside the RAM only. तो मतलब जो भी मैं काम कर रही हूँ, कॉपी करने का, सेव करने का, कट करने का, पेस्ट करने का, कुछ भी करने का, वो पहले किस में जाएगा? रैम में. रैम से इट विल गो टू द CPU. Sometimes what happen, RAM is faster but not as fast as the computer processor. It may happen that because of RAM, CPU has to slow down. It means my computer starts working slowly. So to increase the speed of the CPU, we can use the cache memory which has been placed between the RAM and the CPU. It means CPU बार बार अपनी information लेने के लिए किसके पास जा रहा था? RAM के पास, right? अब RAM अगर fast है, my CPU is not fast because हो सकता है मैं उस टाइम पे बहुत सारी एप्लीकेशंस पे काम कर रही हूँ. एप्लीकेशंस लाइक मैंने पेंट भी ओपन कर रखा है, आई एम लिसनिंग द म्यूज़िक ऑल्सो, आई एम यूजिंग द फोटोशॉप ऑल्सो, आई एम वर्किंग ऑन एक्सेल और वर्ड ऑल्सो. सो CPU तो उस सब चीज़ों में बिजी हो जाएगा ना, लेकिन RAM आपकी फास्टर है. तो अब क्या करें? माई CPUs तो लाइक स्लोज डाउन और मेरा कंप्यूटर भी कुछ हैंग हो रहा है. तो इन दैट टू ओवरकम दिस सिचुएशन we have come with the concept of a cache memory. What cache memory does? It creates an image of a RAM It says cache memory is nothing, it's a shadow of a RAM. सो रैम में जो डेटा है वो हम किस में ले आएंगे, कैशे मेमोरी में, और कैशे मेमोरी हम रख देंगे सीपीयू के पास. तो व्हाट विल हैपन, सीपीयू को बार बार रैम के पास जाने की ज़रूरत नहीं पड़ेगी हर चीज़ के लिए. इट विल डायरेक्टली कोऑर्डिनेट विद द कैशे मेमोरी. ठीक है, अब बार बार उसका जंप रैम के पास जाने से बच गया. अब सीपीयू इज डायरेक्टली कॉन्टैक्ट विद द कैशे मेमोरी एंड कैशे इज अ शेडो और अ इमेज ऑफ अ रैम. सो सीपीयू अब फटाफट से फास्ट काम करना शुरू कर देगा, राइट. सो it just stores the RAM's content copy so that CPU takes all the instructions and data from the cache, which speed up the processing time of the CPU and computer starts working faster, right? Next, units of memory. When I'm talking about the computer, as you know, computer understands binary number. Binary number are generally in 0 and 1, right? So 0 and 1 are known as bits. When we group these bits to form a word, if it is a 4 bits, then it is known as nibble. As here you can see the examples also. If it is 8 bit, it is known as a byte. As you people can see here, example also. So here we have a list of units of memory. So let's have a look. 1 bit is like 0 and 1, 4 bit nibble, 8 bit byte, 1024 byte 1 kilobyte, 1024 kilobyte megabyte, which is known as MB also, 1024 megabyte gigabyte, which is known as GB also, 1024 gigabyte known as terabyte, known as TB also, 1024 terabyte known as petabyte, which is like PB also, 1024 petabyte hexabyte known as HB also, 1024 hexabyte known as zettabyte known as ZB also. So these are the memory units which computer uses to store the data if we talk about in quantity or measurable units. Thank you.